We must learn to recognize early signs of abuse in order to help save the 5 children that die every day from child abuse and neglect. A report of child abuse is made every 10 seconds. What can I do if I think a child is being abused?
If you think a child is being abused or at risk of abuse, the most important step you can take is to report it. If you suspect a child is being abused or has been physically abused, please call 1-800-4-CHILD. This is the number for the Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline, which is staffed 24 hours a day, every day, and is available in 170 different languages. All calls to the hotline are confidential, and by calling you can find more information, literature, and referrals to thousands of emergency, social services, and support resources. If you need immediate assistance, call 911.
Although child abuse is divided into 4 types, physical abuse, neglect, sexual abuse, and emotional maltreatment, the types are more typically found in combination than alone. A physically abused child, for example, is often emotionally maltreated as well, and a sexually abused child may be also neglected. Any child at any age may experience any types of child abuse. Children over 5 are more likely to be physically abused and to suffer moderate injury than are children under age 5. Signs of physical abuse consider the possibilities of physical abuse when the child has unexplained burns, bites, bruises, broken bones, or black eyes, has fading bruises or other marks noticeable after an absence from school, seems frightened of the parents and protests or cries when it's time to go home from school, shrinks the approach of adults, or reports injury by a parent or another adult caregiver.
Signs of physical abuse. Consider the possibility of physical abuse when the child has unexplained burns, bites, bruises, broken bones, or black eyes, has faded bruises or other marks noticeable after an absence from school, seems frightened of the parents and protests or cries when it is time to go home from school, shrinks at the approach of adults, or reports injuries by a parent or another adult caregiver.
Signs of neglect. Consider the possibility of neglect when the child is frequently absent from school, begs or steals food or money from classmates, lacks needed medical or dental care, immunizations, or glasses, is consistently dirty, has severe body odor, lacks sufficient clothing for the weather, abuses alcohol or other drugs, or states that there is no one at home to provide care.
Signs of sexual abuse. Consider the possibility of sexual abuse when the child has difficulty walking or sitting, suddenly refuses to change for gym or to participate in physical activities, demonstrates bizarre, sophisticated, or unusual sexual knowledge or behavior, becomes pregnant or contracts a venereal disease, particularly if under age 14, runs away or reports sexual abuse by a parent or another adult caregiver.
Signs of emotional maltreatment. Consider the possibility of emotional maltreatment when the child shows extreme behavior, such as overly compliant or demanding behavior, extreme passivity or aggression, is either inappropriately adult parenting other children, for example, or inappropriately infantile, frequently rocking or headbanging, for example, is delayed in physical or emotional development, has attempted suicide, or reports a lack of attachment to the parent.
Definition of bullying or peer abuse. To provide consistent terminology, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in partnership with the Department of Education and the Health Resources and Services Administration, developed the following uniform research definition of bullying. Any unwanted aggressive behaviors by another youth or group of youths who are not siblings or current dating partners that involves a real or perceived power imbalance and is repeated multiple times or is highly likely to be repeated. Bullying may result in harm or distress on the targeted youth, including physical, psychological, social, or educational harm. Bullying behavior occurs both in person and indirectly, through threats and rumors. Bullying behavior also occurs through technology or cyberspace, when an individual or group uses an electronic medium to engage in deliberate, repeated, and hostile communication exchange with the intent to harm others. Cyberbullying may include email, chat rooms, instant messages, websites, text message, or other social medias. If you are concerned about yourself or anyone, School-Based is here to help.
You can also contact Second Floor by dialing 888-222-2228. Second Floor is a confidential and anonymous helpline for New Jersey's youth and young adults.